What's up, everybody? I'm Mutile David T, coming from Africa Connect Online. And of course, I'm not by myself. Please do introduce yourself.
Hi, my name is Koketso Makua, and I am the founder of the Miss and Mrs. Township South Africa and Teen Beauty Pageant and Empowerment Program.
Ooh, you all took it to the townships, eh?
We definitely are. We're all about redefining beauty. We are about empowerment. We are about challenging stereotypes and changing the face of townships.
You know, I like the fact that it didn't just stick to the towns. You all took it to back from where you all come from, where you all originate, into the townships and to empower young kids. So where's the inspiration behind that?
You know, Utile, the story of a black woman or a black man, black people, it's a very difficult one. All of us originate from the township, whether it's through us or through the ones that come before us. So, you know, there are diamonds in the rough that are in the township, and most of them do not get to realize their full potential because, you know, they are stuck in an environment where all they see is lack, all they see is failure, all they see is defeat. So we are here to say that whatever talents and gifts that you've got inside of you, that God has given you, you can actually find those talents, you can excavate them, we help them to just refine those talents, and you can make something out of your life. We live in, you know, an economy where unemployment rates are so high. So we teach them how to fish, we teach them how to be entrepreneurs in essence, using their talents. We're not saying be millionaires, but we're saying be able to put food on the table.
Ooh, that's a mouthful, eh? But what I want to know is, you come from the townships. So now, talking about potential and how did you come up to be? Because I can only imagine that it was a rough patch for you, plus being a woman. You know, I just want you to take us through the journey of how you came up this day.
Yes. So my story is actually quite a very unique one because I was also born to a teenager.
Okay.
My mother, she had me at 18 years, and I was raised by my aunt, right, for the first 7 years of my life. And I grew up in a village called Ramote in Hammanskraal. But when my mother took me, then I moved to the Berg. But I'm always for community because I look at where my roots are, which is Ramote, where I come from. There is teenage pregnancy, there is, you know, so much. And looking at myself having been, you know, the product of a teenager, but my mom having had, you know, ensured that she pushed against the odds to give me a better life. My story emerges from where my mother, her siblings, and, you know, the ones that came before her, where they come from, and also the ones that also surround me, being, you know, my family. Because even if one of us does make it, you know, through, there's still about, you know, a community, a whole community behind us that we still have to provide for, we still have to put up. So that is what inspires me. I'm inspired by the fact that, you know, a young girl that had a baby, that came from a very impoverished background, was able to make it against the odds, you know, with the help of her sister, who is my aunt, right? They made it, they gave us a better life. If they could do it, everybody else can. And that is my story.
That's an advice to the young people as well, hey? But in short, please introduce tell us more about your brand and so on and so on.
Yes. So Miss and Mrs. Township South Africa and Teen, it came about after I was a finalist for Mrs. South Africa in 2019. I identified a gap in formal pageantry, which is more accessible for black women. And that is how it basically came about. But I also wanted to not just provide, you know, a platform. I wanted to also offer skills. I wanted to refine the skills they already had, the education they had, the talents they had. We do so many different things, but the biggest thing was also to teach them to also uplift their communities. And how I do that is by showcasing. We run, you know, one of the biggest sanitary towel drives through my Little Girl Arise program, which is actually the reason we are here today, because as you would know, it was Menstrual Hygiene Day on the 28th of May. So what we do through that, we teach them that you do not need to wait up until you have money to be able to give. But what you need to do is go knock on doors of those that have, and then take that and give it to those that don't have. no matter where you are, you do not forget your community, whether you have or not. And in essence, you know, if you've got a brain, you actually have.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't need to have money.
And confidence as well.
Confidence as well.
That's
And this
the key
program
to it.
gives them confidence. They have to go stand in front of, you know, learners where, you know, they talk about social issues affecting their communities. And you know, in townships, our schools are very full. So this is a young girl that's never stood in front of a crowd, that's now standing in front of hundreds of learners, their peers. You know,
that can
it
be a
takes a
bit
lot.
scary. It takes a
Exactly.
lot.
So yeah, and we also run interviews for judging.
Okay.
We teach them that, you know, you will be faced with situations where you need to sell yourself. If you cannot sell yourself, you will not be able to sell anything. You are your own biggest brand. And we teach them to take themselves seriously. And in essence, also eventually to sell themselves.
Now you said everything that needed to be said. Just like you all heard, you need to sell yourself. You are a brand, and thank you for coming through. Everybody from Africa Connect Online, connecting Africa. Thank you.
Thank you so much.